Welcome, guys. This is our second podcast, W3's second podcast. This one is titled Let's Talk Shop. Here with me today, I have two of our top maintenance supervisors with W3. We have Alex Palacios. He is with Mansions Bayside. He is actually our newest maintenance supervisor of the year, 2019. And we have Randy Tapley here. Randy Tapley here is at the Mansions on the Lake we're actually at now. And he is our game changer of the year for 2019. So welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here with me. So today we're going to just talk about a couple of things that actually help out and give you some advice and training when it comes to the maintenance side. So I believe peer training is a really big part of learning. And not only do we want to focus on just our leasing, we want to focus on everybody with our team. So with maintenance, with administration, and of course our leasing offices. So before we get started, I want to know a little bit about you guys. So we'll start with Alex. If you'll tell me just a little bit about your background and how long you've been in the industry.
So I've been in the industry maybe 10 years. Started off as a porter, moved up from porter to service tech to now service director, Bayside. So I've been with the company for about a little over a year.
Okay, so 10 years is a good experience there, and that's a really cool transition. You went from porter all the way to director of the maintenance staff.
Yes.
Awesome. So what about you, Randy? Tell me a little about your experience and background.
I've got 20 years experience in maintenance. I've been doing this my whole life. It's the only real job I've ever had. I started as a porter myself and worked my way up to maintenance supervisor and been with W3 for 10 years now.
Wow. So I do hear that both of you guys actually start off as porters.
Yeah.
So that does say a lot, though, that there is room for growth, especially in this role, in maintenance and in property management. You can start from porter to a tech to supervisors like you guys.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. You guys actually stuck with it. 10 years, and you said 10 years with W3.
Mm-hmm.
And how long in the industry?
20.
10 years here.
All together.
That's all like 30 years of experience I have right here. That's pretty awesome. All right. So we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. Ask you guys a couple of questions, just to kind of see, what some takeaways we can take from this. We can actually share with other maintenance supervisors that are out there with W3. And kind of pick your brains. You guys are the top performers right now, and we have maintenance supervisor of the year, we have game changer of the year, so you guys are the key resources right now that can give these answers. So some maintenance best practices when it comes to preventative maintenance. So we talked about this a little earlier today when it comes to preventative maintenance. So what are some of the key elements of preventative maintenance?
Filters, smoke alarm batteries, condenser cleaning.
Okay.
And checking for leaks.
Yeah. Okay. So those are kind of when we talk about definition of preventative maintenance, those are some great examples. So what are some best practices? How do we stay on top of things like that?
I like to use the days leading up to the scheduled preventative maintenance to prepare ahead of time. Order your supplies, stage them in your shop. You can organize your filters by building so you can just stop by and grab what you need. I like to print the notices that you'll leave in the apartment ahead of time and maybe write the dates on the filters and just do as much as you can before you actually start the PM.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be quite time consuming once you do.
How often is preventative maintenance pretty much done? Is that a constant weekly thing you're doing because you're rotating different units?
I feel like it all depends how each service director likes to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I know there's certain guys that like to do it every 3 months, do the whole property.
Okay.
There's certain people that like to do, every month do a building, or, I would be more of the one that is probably gonna do just a little bit at a time. That way I'm not pulling my guys from work orders and stuff like that.
Sure.
So we can maintain the work orders and still be moving on with preventative maintenance.
Okay, so you probably do yours more building
Per building.
per month or quarter.
Yeah.
Two buildings a week or one building a week. I'm the kind of maintenance supervisor that likes to do the whole property at once. So every 3 months we'll do the whole property in filters, and once a year we'll do the whole property in smoke alarm batteries. At the same time we'll replace the filters and of course you only clean condensers once a year in the spring. But I like to do it all at one time and just get it over with.
So considering majority of the average of our property count are 400 units per property, how long does that usually take if you're doing all the buildings at once?
Well, when you plan it for all at once, you can usually get it done in 2, maybe 3 weeks.
Wow.
Just doing filters.
And that's like a whole team or just yourself?
That's the whole team, everybody just getting the crunch done. And when you do it once every 3 months and it takes you 2 weeks, and then it seems like a lot of time, but you can prepare ahead of time and make sure your work orders and make readies are caught up before you get started, and it helps.
Okay.
It's a little bit easier for me to do it that way than to find the time every Wednesday to do a whole building.
Right. So, all right. So we just talked about 2 different options here. It works different for every property. Works different for every property maintenance supervisor as well. So some of the key takeaways we talked about right now when it comes to preventive maintenance best practices is to plan ahead, get your notices together, make sure your work orders are your workload is taken care of, smaller, so you can kind of take everything at once. All right. Second question: how do you handle completing multiple tasks under tight deadlines? So I know right now you guys are both in new construction, so there's different things going on at the same time. So when you have a lot of different tasks, you may have walking units, construction stuff, now you have residents. How do you handle those multiple tasks under tight deadlines?
So when it comes to that, you just gotta put all your, deadlines or things you gotta do and just prioritize whichever one is like the most important.
Sure.
And focus on that one, get that one done and keep moving forward to the next one and then the next one. Because sometimes you can be overwhelmed. You're trying to do all 3. Let's say you have 3 of them and you try to do all 3 at the same time.
Right.
It usually doesn't work out as well as if you focus on one, move to the next one, and then move to the next one.
Either way, something's got to get done, right?
Right.
Are there any tools or any maybe apps or resources or things you guys use that some people like to print it all out? Some people like to use like an app, like a to-do list stuff, or put it on your Outlook calendar. What's easier for you guys?
I use my phone. My phone is, a piece of paper I lose very easily.
Okay.
My phone, I always have it with me. It usually organizes things
Sure.
quite well. And then if I have to go back and in the future, it's there. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm a list kind of guy, and I use my phone too. I use the list app on the phone to stay organized. You can share them with your coworkers,
Yeah.
and you can search. You can print something out on a piece of paper, but you can't search it.
Right.
But if it's in your phone, you can type in keywords and it'll pull it back up.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm a firm believer in lists. That's how I make sure I stay organized, and that's how you tackle the workload and the multiple tasks that you have to do in a day. Is I really think to take the time to organize what you've got to